am I in the best of conditions to do a movie review? Probably not. I mean, I've had 3 straight days of nervousness with Infinity War. Saturday was Reactors and Realms, and that didn't go down well. For those who don't know, check out Geek Out's channel. We do Reactors and Realms, me and a bunch of other reactors. And Sunday we had the Formula 1, and yeah, I was pretty distraught after that race as well, so. 3 straight days of, having the feelings kicked, the crap out of me, basically. Yeah. Hello everyone, Liam Catterson here, and I'm going to do a spoiler review, so if you haven't checked out, Infinity War, you should go do so now, because of course the internet is dark and filled with spoilers, and, I mean, it's gotten so, I mean, I had a feeling this was going to happen, and I took precautions, last week. I actually planned this a couple of weeks ago. I knew I was going to stay off social media for a period of days. But originally I was going to, stay off a bit longer because I was going to see it on the Monday, but because I had a look at the cinema booking, I was like, okay, I'll see it on Friday, since it looks a bit empty, and, I want to see it as soon as possible so I can know what the hell's going on and all that, and, basically suffer. And suffer, I see, this is what I was talking about. There's a lot of people who said, I'm not going to spoil anything, but, that did kick the crap out of me emotionally. They're saying it, but then when you're watching the movie itself, it's a completely different feeling. Like, I don't think, saying, wow, it was an emotional kicker it counts as a spoiler, because it doesn't. Like, I knew this movie was going to be traumatic. There was inevitably going to be deaths. I knew there was going to be, bad stuff going down, but, you can say it as a spoiler-free review that, yeah, it was emotionally damning, but like I said, when you're watching it yourself, you can't fathom the emotion, by just saying it. You have to experience it, so, yeah, that's what I did Friday, and, boy, I was emotionally drained. So yes, of course, before we do delve into the talking points about what I loved about the movie, spoiler warning. So if you haven't seen Infinity War, just get off this video. Well, the title says it alone, so unless you just accidentally clicked on it, and yeah. But if you don't care about spoilers, then stick around. Or if you've seen the movie, of course, and just want my opinion about this movie. And usually I don't really do reviews because I really suck at reviews in my opinion, but I mean I had to get out a review for Infinity War, so let's go. What I did love the most, I think, was Thanos' story. About his motivation to wipe out half the universe, of course, given by the official trailer number 2. That was his intention, of course, to wipe out half of life from the universe. And there was a nice little, backstory, of course, with Titan having, an overcrowding issue, of course, and then that inevitably led to, Titan becoming a bit of a hellhole, so it's this kind of prevention, and I know he goes about it in a really, really sinister way, but, no, I mean, this movie, I think, gave a lot of humanity for Thanos, not just with the whole Titan backstory and his drives to wipe out the, half of the universe, but also with Gamora as well, which, that death, I think that was the most, I don't know, it was her death and then, Spider-Man's death that was the most emotional in my opinion, because, seeing Thanos, break at the fact that he had to sacrifice Gamora, was for the Soul Stone, was absolutely crushing. It was absolutely crushing to see, because it was so fun. Like Gamora was saying, oh well, he doesn't look, because oh yeah, we have to talk about Red Skull making a surprise appearance. I was like, what the? I don't think that was the same actor who played him in the first Avenger, but surprised definitely to see Red Skull popping around. On Vormir, I think it was the planet. But yes, it was so great because of course he was like, oh, to get the stone, You gotta sacrifice the one you love. And then Gamora was like, well, that's great because he doesn't love anything. And then it has Thanos like, So, yeah, that was a really, really, like, especially with the fact that she tried to, you know, kill herself, but it didn't work. So, yeah, he had to throw her off. And of course, you know, you would have been asking, well, you know, if you loved her so much, why kill her? Of course, he even said it himself. I was denied, you know, destiny first time. I won't let it happen again. And, you know, he's so thirsty for this quest that he has to sacrifice the one he loves just to, get the stone. So it was an absolutely emotional scene, especially seeing the appearance on Thanos, and at the very end as well, with young Gamora when, you know, he uses the Infinity Gauntlet after, you know, obtaining all of the stones. Yeah, I didn't expect the whole Thanos story to, you know, be the most effective bit of Infinity War, in my opinion, because I thought, you know, given the trailers, and I guess I thought the whole thing with on Titan with Peter, Strange, Iron Man there, especially with their assault on Thanos, would be the most appealing thing. And it was a really, and I'm not going to lie, that bit, which we'll get onto in a minute, was an absolutely great thing as well. For a few different reasons, but no, the whole, because it just goes to show that Thanos undoubtedly is one of the big, things of the MCU. Like, of course, he's been teased since Avengers, and now we get to see him. We see that bit of humanity, from him, and I just thought it was really, really great, especially the whole, you know, like the post, gauntlet scene where that young Gamora, you know, was like, I had to sacrifice everything. That was just it was just really, really great going through all of that, with Thanos. He's not just a sick son of a bitch. He has that bit of humanity in him. And, he has to sacrifice the thing, he has to sacrifice everything to ensure that, you know, the universe is in his image, the best condition possible, because of course, Titan already suffered, and he's going to ensure that the universe does not, you know, do that again. So yeah, that was a really, really great scene, to be fair, and Thanos just delivering it. And I think Josh did a fantastic job at Thanos, so I really, really enjoyed his story in Infinity War. Like I said, the whole Attack on Titan, get it? Anyway, I'm kidding, yeah, the Attack on Titan, with Thanos arriving, collecting the Time Stone from Strange. Now, my heart was going a billion miles per hour because, of course, there was that scene with Tony, which I thought, you know, there was a lot of near-death moments which you thought, okay, the characters are dead, but they're not. Well, to be fair, there was that bit of sacrifice with Strange, whereas when we saw Nowhere, when Mantis and, you know, Drax felt the effects of Thanos, you know, they weren't, you know, reversals, because of course on Titan, Strange said, I'll give you the Time Stone if you spare Tony, much to Tony's disgust. But I think that's a little bit poetic, isn't it? Because considering how Ebony Maw took Strange, and you saw Tony and Spidey go all those lengths to, you know, save him. I think it's a bit poetic, for, you know, it's like, you pay me, I pay you back. But despite Tony's, this is a bit more of a bigger deal, of course, considering, you know, Ebony was searching about the Time Stone, whereas, you know, this was literally handing Thanos the Time Stone. But yeah, like I said, that scene with Tony, you know, sparked my heart quite a bit, and thank God that he does survive for now. Unfortunately, it didn't look so good for Strange, for Mantis, Drax, everyone else, apart from Nebula as well, so I'm happy about that. Although I didn't like the condition she was in, like, when she was all, like, lined up and she was, like, segregated, tortured and all that. It was just, I was like, you're a bastard, Thanos. I don't care. You're a bastard. Yeah. Cause of course it's Karen Gillan, so it's like, you're torturing Karen Gillan, I hate you, so, yeah. But yes, that's it. Like I said, the whole Attack on Titan, thing was absolutely, brilliant, considering, you know, there was a lot of great scenes, especially Strange, when he multiplied himself, for example. And, and him assisting Spidey, you know, Spider-Man kept coming up the portals. I was like, that was some sick scenes. But yeah, it was just a really, really awesome bit. And then there's, of course, after the whole Gamora situation, where, you know, they had Thanos pinned down. Well, that I wouldn't say pinned down, but they basically trapped him, and they were trying to get the gauntlet of him, and it would have worked, but of course the whole Gamora revelation, really, you know, affected Star-Lord, and, yeah, that went to hell, so, yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen, though, considering, you know, the whole, Thanos is like, you know, you could still feel that bit of guilt as well, of course. But of course then there was Mantis, who was like, oh no, he's feeling that guilt, and I was like, oh no. So, it would have worked. But no, no prizes for Team Avengers, so yeah. All because of emotion. I mean, there was a lot of things that Tony would probably disapprove of, given the whole time zone sacrifice and the whole Peter let his emotions get the best of him. But, and Thanos was able to fulfill his conquest because of those mistakes, but I just loved it, especially the whole scene. I thought there was something up with, with Strange, of course, when he was, you know, predicting, you know, what's the best, like, if there's a successful outcome to defeat Thanos, and I was thinking, oh, there's gonna be none. Oh no, there's one, so, but, just to see, though, like, him fast forwarding, I thought there was going to be some kind of side effect that Ebony did to him. But no, I thought that was a really, really sick scene as well. But, yeah, the whole Titan situation was really, really good. And then, of course, like I said, Tony and Nebula stranded after everyone dies. Peter's, no, I don't want to go. Oh my god. I was like, I actually leaked, because, considering, you know, there's that father, you know, son bonding, especially with the fact how it resonates to how Pepper was talking, like, Pepper and Tony were talking about, you know, their legacy, and then you got Tony who looks up you got Peter who looks up at Tony as a father figure, and then you got that I don't want to go bit. I was like, no. Of course, as well as it resonates to Doctor Who, but, yes, who did it better, people? Tom or Tennant? No, but that was absolutely crushing as well. I'll get onto that bit as well, because I want to talk more about that, but, yes, let's drive away from that. Going back to Nowhere as well, when, you know, Thanos wanted the Reality Stone from the Collector, of course, I had like I said, I thought, you know, Mantis and Drax bit the dust, because you had no idea what he was capable of. And I was thinking, oh shit, that's it. Like, I was like, but thank God they were able to, you know, reform themselves. But, yeah, I had a feeling when Gamora, you know, took it out with Thanos before, you know, Thanos took her to Vormir, of course. I had a feeling when she stabbed him, I didn't think that was it. I was like, something's up. But of course, the whole reality thing, you know, changed everything. And, yeah, it was just really, really crappy. It was poopy. But, yeah, I thought that was a great little battle as well. A little one, because of course, you thought, okay, go on, Gamora, kick the crap out of, you know, your dad and that. And, yeah, she did, but she didn't as well, so it was really, really crappy to have that. I thought he was going to die, to be fair, like the Collector. Like anyone who really opposed him, like Loki did. That, I had a feeling he was going to die, to be fair. Like, of course, this wasn't spoiled, but I mean, I had a feeling that Loki was going, especially when he uttered the lines, "We have a Hulk." I was like, oh my god, I wanted to scream in the cinema so bad, like, considering how it all goes back to, of course, that was said to him in Avengers, and I had a feeling, like, as soon as he said that, I was like, oh yeah, oh no, because he's gonna die now, isn't he? So, and then of course with Loki trying to trick him, yeah, it was the final nail in the coffin, so, yeah, that was really, really crushing as well, considering, you know, Thor's just lost, Asgard, and now he's lost Loki. I'm wondering where Valkyrie is in all of this as well, so. And then there's Heimdall as well, who I felt so bad for, and it was like, oh no, like, it was really shitty for Thor. I mean, he's lost his eye, he lost his father, he's lost Asgard, he's lost Heimdall, Loki, and it's absolutely shitty for him. At least he got his eye back in a sense, though, didn't he? So, yeah. And Mjolnir as well, of course, we're not forgetting that, but he got Stormbreaker as well, which was epic. Like, I prefer that over Mjolnir any day. Like, looking at it, I was like, okay, that was awesome. Yeah. Since we're on the subject of Thor, the way he came out Wakanda was absolutely sick. Like, taking out the, Outriders, Outriders of, I think that's what they were called or whatever. But yeah, the way he decimated, I was just like, oh, this is bringing back some great Ragnarok memories. And I think as soon as he got Stormbreaker, I thought that he was not going to die. I had some worries that the big three, Cap, Tony, and Thor, were going to bite the dust. And out of all of them, I think Tony came the closest, of course, with you know, that fatal stabbing, and then you know, Strange saying, "Okay, well, I'll give you this if you save him." But yes, I had a feeling as soon as he got Stormbreaker, Peter Dinklage as well, I was like, oh my god, yay! I had a feeling he was going to be in this movie, but I didn't know what capacity, and it was just really, really awesome stuff to see. Especially, you know, his encounters, especially with Rocket. That was really, really awesome stuff, but yeah, the whole Thor story was absolutely incredible stuff. I don't know if I really have a bad word to say about this. I'm just letting off what I thought was really, really epic, as in my opinion. But yeah, the Thor bits were really, really awesome. And then I was like, oh, Thor at the very end, of course, considering the whole fact that, you know, he landed a really, really good shot at Thanos at the very end, but of course, he said, oh, you should have aimed for the head. And I was like, damn it. What I really also loved as well was, the Mind Stone. Like, okay, so I was like, oh god, they destroyed the Mind Stone. Okay, that's good. We've technically won in that. And I was thinking, okay, eat it, Thanos. But then my stupid brain didn't comprehend the fact that, you know, he had the time stone with him, and he was able to reverse it from Vision, because of course they initially destroyed it, and like I said, cheers from myself inside, and then he used the time stone. I was like, oh shit, why did I not account for that? So yeah, that was really, really crappy. And the way Vision ultimately died off was absolutely horrific, because I know, because you could see the inside, it was all smashed apart. And, yeah, it was really, really crappy stuff. But yeah, like I said, Thor was an incredible addition. Going to Cap's side as well, that was really, really awesome. If there's one nitpick, I think I was expecting a bit more of like, I don't know, I feel like, between Black Widow and Hulk, we didn't really get much in terms of, you know, I know there was a hectic situation going on, but I thought we were going to get more chemistry between them. Considering the whole situation, you know, considering that, you know, the whole connection anyways, but I was expecting a bit more, and it just felt like, brushed to the side of it, but no, yeah, the whole Cap situation was really good. Of course, we learned that, Wanda, Vision, and all them, they were hiding out in Scotland, so not far from me. But, no, that was really, really good with Proximia. Of course, that little battle. But of course the whole Wakanda situation was what we was talking about. My heart warmed a little bit, of course, with, Bucky, and Cap reuniting, which was really, really awesome stuff to see. Considering, you know, I think this has been one of the most warming moments, I guess, since the first Avenger, because of course the whole Winter Soldier thing, we don't need to go into detail about that. In Civil War, there was a bit of a sticky situation, of course, with Winter Soldier still having there was that whole situation with Hydra and Winter Soldier killing Tony's parents. So I think that was the most comforting, despite the perilous situation we were in. The whole battle as well with the Outriders and the Order, of course, the remaining Order, of course, because I think half of them were wiped out, of course, with the whole Ebony sent out into space thing. But yeah, the remaining members. It was a really, really decent battle. I just really loved the interactions as well with when, you know, Rocket, Thanos and Groot showed up as well, at Wakanda. I thought that interaction with Bucky and Rocket was absolutely great. I had a feeling he was going to comment about the arm because, of course, it's like a running joke, like, a replacement, part of the body. He's always, you know, talking about taking it, but I was like, oh, this is awesome. And, like, you know, their little, you know, teamwork was absolutely sick as well. But, yeah, the whole Battle of Wakanda thing was really great. And then, of course, Thanos arrived to collect, like I said, the, Mind Stone, which he ultimately did with a bit of timey-wimey stuff, of course. And I thought that was a really, really, you know, tantalizing scene, of course. Of course, with, you know, Vision all throughout talking about, well, why don't we just, you know, destroy it so Thanos can't get to it? And, I mean, in the argument there, I thought he should have in Scotland, because Thanos probably wouldn't have known they were in Scotland. Although then again, he might have gotten reports from the Order, of course. Oh, we found this in a place called Scotland on Earth. So, yeah, he could have gone there, used the time stone, and there we go. But yeah, I felt so bad for Wanda as well, because she had they've obviously grown more, what it seemed to imply was, they've, like, since the ending of Civil War, of course, they have grown a lot more. And, she, of course, we saw it on her face, and we know anyways that she didn't want that to happen, but, it's a sacrifice for the greater good, but of course, I mean, the stone was destroyed anyways, and then timey-wimey played a factor, so I thought that was a really, really, daunting scene though, you know, when Thanos is just slowly picking off Avengers one by one, of course, to get to the Mind Stone, of course. That was just really, really great. And I was worried that more, like, I don't know, Thanos would have destroyed Cap's arms. I mean, yes, Cap does, of course, have the super serum in him, so he's a bit more, you know, stronger, of course, than, most of the Avengers, but you just worry a bit, don't you? Especially with the might of Thanos. And, yeah, I thought that scene was absolutely incredible. Especially as well as the fact that Wanda was able to hold off, Thanos in one direction and then tend to Vision the other. That was an incredible scene, of course. But still heartbreaking all the same, so. And then Thanos got the Mind Stone and, did his work, one by one, picking all the Avengers going off. I'm still reeling over Peter. Like I said, I think if anything, Gamora's demise and Peter's were the most heartbreaking, considering Peter's "I don't want to go" line, and then Gamora. We've already established how much Thanos, you know, how much Gamora means to Thanos. So. I really, really enjoyed that, but it was still heartbreaking to see. But my inner head was screaming as well at the fact that Wanda disappeared, because, you know, for those who might not have known, I've been teasing to Alex, oh, Wanda's gonna die, and he's been, you know, firing back that Nebula was going to die, cause we always have that little playful, like, fight, of course, and so I was just teasing him continuously, and then when it happened, I felt nothing but I'm a horrible person, because I teased this was going to happen and I had no idea Wanda would get caught up with everyone. So, I mean, they're probably all going to survive, like, in some capacity. Like, we're going to have Avengers 4. And they're going to I say they're going to get brought back. Some of them. I'm going to say some of them. Like, I feel like some of them might not be recoverable. I don't know, because of course we had Loki, we had Gamora, we had Vision. You know, you can't bring them back unless you use the Time Stone once you rip it off the gauntlet. That's going to need a bit more of a polishing, isn't it? Because, that was kind of, like, I wouldn't say destroyed, because, he's still able to wear it, but it got pretty messed up, and, he needs a bit of a polish, but, yes. Obviously, there's going to be some characters coming back because they've got retrospective movies to live out unless, it takes place before Infinity War. So, by the way, I love that scene where, Peter's looking out the window, he knows shit's going down, he has to tend to it, and he's asking, and that nice little cameo from Ned, he's like, I need you to create a distraction. Straight out the gate, Ned was like, we're all gonna die! And, I just really loved it, continuing my love for Ned, but, no, Peter's obviously gonna come back, unless, Spider-Man 2 is gonna show, hi, my name's Miles Morales, and I doubt they're gonna do that, but, yes, he's gotta come back in some capacity. Scarlet, just to appeal to Alex. Black Panther as well, and Doctor Strange. And that's obviously gonna happen because, he's just had his own, I say it's been like a year and a bit, but, still, there's a lot more story to tell about Doctor Strange. He's gotta have to come back, of course. But like I said, they're all gotta come back in their retrospective ways. Like I said, some are probably not gonna be recoverable, but, we'll just have to wait and see, what does eventually happen in Avengers 4, because of course now, Thanos has, basically control of the universe. He's able to shift the universe to his image. He's got all of the stones. And, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what Avengers 4 is going to be like. And I'm wondering, I don't even know if I should, check out the trailers, because I don't want anything teased, but at the same time, I want to know what we could be potentially getting now that everything's happened. I'm trying to think of everything else, because I think I've covered the entire, I wouldn't say I've covered the entire movie, but I've been pointing out bits that I loved about this movie, and I can't really think of anything that really bothered me. I just really loved a lot of the stuff they went for, especially that when everyone would, that was affected in Thanos' purging, everything went silent. I had to stop breathing, especially when, you saw one by one each Avengers was getting picked off. It was just really, really daunting stuff. I thought, for some reason, when he was doing that thing with the Dwarf Star thing. I thought he was going to die with the, whole bruising on his forehead. I thought it was like, oh no. But then again, when, like I said, at the same time, I was also like, well, he's definitely not going to die if he's getting Stormbreaker, so, and he's just got the eye. And plus, it would be even more, it would be like taking a huge dump on the Asgardians, considering, what happened in Ragnarok, Heimdall, Loki, it would be taking a dump, so, if Thor were to die, but, it's gonna be, very interesting. To be fair, though, I did think that, Cap was going to die, cause, red flags have been waving for him for quite some time, ever since Civil War was, I guess, announced, considering the whole fact that he did die in Civil War in the comics, and I was thinking, okay, well, if the rumours are true and Chris Evans does want out of this to focus on director roles, and of course the Russo brothers did, I think they adjusted their profile picture to show Bucky with Cap's shield, like a tease, like, oh, so the next Cap is going to be Bucky. But of course, with, you know, if you're talking about who's going to succeed, Captain America, as Captain America, I mean, out of Falcon and Bucky, I think most people are going to think, oh, Bucky would. But yeah, I mean, I did fear for, Cap before this movie. I'm not sure how, you know, what's going to happen to Cap. Maybe he'll just, I don't know. Send him back to 1940, please, with Peggy. So, yeah. But like I said, I'm not sure how they're going to close out his story, but, we'll just have to wait and see, Avengers 4, because I feel, because of course with Infinity War and how this has been left on a cliffhanger, they've got to close out for part 2. Which is not going to be Infinity War Part 2. I think it's going to have a different name. But of course, that's going to change everything. Like, potentially Iron Man's going to retire or something, especially if you know, you're talking about legacy, and settling down with Pepper. And I know a lot of people have made comparisons. Okay, well, like Tony is basically teaching the apprentice, like he's going to pass the mantle down, like Peter's going to be the new Tony Stark, I guess, when, you know, Phase 4 does begin. And of course, with the potential of Fox being involved, now that Disney's bought Fox, and you've got that, and, you know, Marvel are going to make that announcement at some capacity that the Fantastic Four and the X-Men are going to appear in future MCU films. You're expecting the cast that's been around for a really long time. So, like I said, Chris, Robert. I'm not so sure about Thor because of the whole, like I said, why I think he won't die, but, you're expecting the older cast, I guess, to, you know, settle out so we can introduce, so, like the newer cast, like Black Panther, like Peter, they, are able to be the forefront, I guess, of the MCU, whilst we're introducing the X-Men and Fantastic Four, and giving Fantastic Four, you know, third time's the charm, so, that's what I'm expecting for Avengers 4. There was something else as well. I think I've covered a lot of the movie. I just really, I think, like I said, the whole Thanos thing was my favourite part. I really loved Thor's interaction with the Guardians. It was really, really awesome stuff. The battle at Wakanda with the Outriders was awesome stuff. Oh yes, the post-credit scenes. Okay, so, part of me, you know, when we saw Dick and Maria at the end, I was like, oh, hello. And they were trying to chime in on the situation that was happening. Right, so, of course, when you had that little, I don't know what it's called, but of course they were calling out to a certain Captain Marvel, who, of course, will be in Avengers, Avengers 4. I'm not going to call it Infinity War because it won't be called that, like I said, but of course Captain Marvel. Now, I think it was mixed with the fact that I was still grieving with what the hell happened, but, I was pissed because, of course there was that silence, of course, and I heard someone say, who? And I was like, do you know who this is? This is Captain fucking Marvel! So it might have been settled down a bit now, but still, I was like, this is Captain Marvel, come on! Now, as I was saying, I'm laughing at that fact because I was hoping that the transponder would reach out to Coulson or something. For some reason, I think it's the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. love, but I don't know. I was just so ready for, like, Coulson, we need your help, something like that. But, I think, yeah, that's a more realistic thing, especially if Captain Marvel is, of course, the next film. I'm wondering if they're going to, like, I'm assuming the movie is going to explain why she, wasn't around during the Battle of New York or any other occasions where the Avengers have had to assemble. But, we know that she's going to get involved in this and kick ass, and I can't wait to see how she does fare against Thanos. So it's going to be very, very juicy stuff. But yes, that was the Infinity War spoiler review. Really loved it. Traumatic stuff. Yeah. I was just like, complete heartache when I left the cinema. Like, I actually stood out for 10 minutes, like, just catching my breath before going home. I was like, okay, I need to contemplate what the hell just happened. But, yeah, that was the Avengers. I don't think I've missed anything. I mean, I really love some of the chemistry between the characters, especially Strange and Stark. They had a really, really great relationship. Peter, aggravating Tony with the whole movie references. I just really loved it. As well as the whole Thor Guardians situation, especially Rocket and Thor and Rocket with Bucky. It was really, really awesome. But in terms of how great of the movie was, I mean, there's no denying it's one of the best films. Although I did see an article, that was trying to shit on Infinity War because it's like, oh, the characters need to be introduced because, yeah, the past 10 years haven't done that. They were obviously paid or something or whatever, but obviously not Marvel fans. But I mean, it's one of the best Marvel movies, definitely. Where it fits though, because I always have a strong love to the Winter Soldier. I do think it is like, I don't know where to put it because I don't know, I might regret it later on by saying it's better than, the Winter Soldier, but my heart is, wanting me to say that, so, it might change if I, when I see it multiple times like I have with the Winter Soldier, but, I mean, the Winter Soldier is, is one of the best films, not just in Marvel, but in movie history, so, but yeah, very, very, very traumatic, as you guys probably, suffered as well. Like, I think everyone suffered. I think everyone who loves their Marvel, everyone who, has been a part of this journey for 10 years or however long they've been a fan of, the MCU and everything, they felt some emotional heartache, and, I was no different. Damn it. Peter! Gamora. But, yeah, I didn't even expect Gamora to be the, saddest death that, I would have, to be fair, because I had I thought Loki, Cap, they were probably going to die, but, the whole Gamora thing was, I think it was just due to how, this was the objective for Thanos, in terms of his destiny and, how much story it had, but, still. But yes, let us know what you thought about Infinity War, because this was worth the wait, and I just really, really loved it. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this this review. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my Media Beats channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!